in Blanchfield is taking on Macy Barber at May 31st, Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern, and I'm going to go over the full card, starting with the first fight and ending with the main event. So, the first fight on, we have Ryanne dos Santos and Alice Ardelean. I'm going to pick Ryanne dos Santos because she actually seems like a lot more knowledgeable about the fight game than Alice Ardelean. Alice Ardelean seems like she doesn't really have a brain and she fights like she's brain dead. Ryanne dos Santos, she's obviously not top tier level, but she's definitely a lot better than Alice Ardelean. She's going to have more of a well-roundedness to her, and she actually has a really nice overhand. And Alice Ardelean, she kind of stays stationary. She will just move forward, eat a lot of shots. She'll smile at you when she's taking punishment. She doesn't really keep any. She doesn't give any thought to distance management or defense. Her only defense is taking shots to the face and keep moving forward. And I feel like Ryanne dos Santos doesn't really have that problem. She'll have defense in mind while picking you with some good shots. Like I said, she has a good overhand, and I feel like that's going to land at Alice, and I feel that's going to be the difference maker here. She's also way more well-rounded. So, if anything, she could use her grappling, and Alice, I see her just taking punishment, moving forward, and not really doing much. But Alice will land on you if you do not if you don't move and you just stay in her face, she will land some shots on you. She's more of a grittier fighter, but I see Ryanne as being more of a cleaner fighter. And both women are 0-2 in the UFC, and they both faced really good competition. But based off of both of their performance, you got to go with Ryanne to take this one. And yeah, like I said, Alice, she's just very rigid in her movement, doesn't move much. She fights very fidgety. Like she would just get caught coming in, and she's just tough as nails. Like I said, smiles when she gets hit, walks you down, just looks for a brawl. Ryanne is definitely the more composed one, and she stays patient, has a sharp overhand, manages her distance well, and oh, that's right. In her last fight, I would say yes, they both are 0-2 in the UFC, but I would definitely say that Ryanne got robbed in her last fight. She definitely won that fight in my eyes, and I'm not sure what the judges saw there, but in my opinion, I feel like she definitely won that fight. So do with uh that information what you will. So I'm leading Ryanne just for her composure, her defense, and her cleaner striking. But yeah, both of these women are 0-2 officially, so someone's finally gonna get that win. Moving on to the next fight, we have Marquel Mederos versus Bolaji Oki. I'm taking Bolaji Oki. I'm taking Bolaji Oki. The reason why I feel like Oki, he's just so much more sharper with his jab and his striking. He's very clean. He has really good reflexes in there. And he's super calm. He's super composed in there. Whereas Marquel, he kind of rushes with his strikes, and he doesn't fight as calmly. And when he hits you, it's not like the same power that Bolagioki is gonna come. Like Bolagioki is going to be stinging you with a jab. Like he's kind of like a cobra. He's very, very calm, composed up until he strikes you, and then it's like bam, you really just got hit. Whereas Markel, when he hits you, you're going to. It looks like a Teletubby, if you know what that is. It's a Teletubby's going up against you. Like I feel like his shots don't really hurt as much as Oki's is going to hurt you. And Balaji Oki, he's been looking good. He was looking really good against Chris Duncan, and he was winning the fight up until he initiated Bolaji initiated the takedown, and he ended up getting caught in a guillotine. And I don't feel like he's going to make that same mistake again. I don't see him making the same mistake, getting caught in a guillotine again. Up against Marquel Mederos, Oki has the better striking. If anything, I can see Marquel stalling on the fence for this one. He's not gonna enjoy. He's gonna feel uncomfortable with the strikes, and he's going to want to stall on the fence. Maybe go for a takedown and just grind him up against the fence. But I feel like Oki won't get taken down, and this could be a grinding on the fence control time for Markel Maderos. That's the only way I see him winning this fight. But yeah, I would say like activity, like volume, it could go on Markel Maderos' side, but the more stinging shots are going to come from Oki. He's going to be landing the more damaging shots. That's why I'm leaning with him. He's going to be more aggressive or more powerful in his strikes, and he's going to be the more calm, cleaner, and more precise fighter. And Markel, he's definitely hittable. He'll push the pace, but he's hittable. He's definitely not sharp. So if it stays standing, it's Oki all day. But if it's gets into the fence battle and the clinch battle, Markel could take it. But I feel Oki's going to be a bit sharper in there. So that's why I'm going Oki. So next fight on the card, we have got we've got Kurt Holobaugh and Leavitt. Jordan Leavitt. I'm going Jordan Leavitt. I'm going Jordan Leavitt. I feel like everyone thinks Jordan is like some jujitsu nerd. He would just always want to grapple, and he kind of is. But I feel like he has underrated striking. Jordan Leavitt, like his striking defense, is what I mean. Mostly, he has pretty good striking defense. I don't feel like he's going to exchange in a brawl with Kurt Holobaugh because that's what Kurt Holloway's going to want to do. He's going to want to get in the inside and just throw shots on you and just like bite his mouth guard and just keep coming down. But I feel like Jordan Leavitt will be a lot more smarter in there. He's not going to give in to that sort of fight. He has good striking defense, like I said, and I feel Jordan will. I'm not gonna say he makes this look easy, but I feel like he's going to be clearly winning the fight. Levitt, he beats the guys he's supposed to. He beats just like the average competition, he'll beat them. But when it comes to someone that is much more, what's it called? Someone that's hungry and really wants it, like the fighters that he's lost to, like Paddy Pimblett and Chase Hooper. Those guys just wanted it more than him, and these guys are on a whole other level than Kurt Holobaugh for sure. And I don't see Kurt Holobaugh on that same level as the guys that Jordan Levitt has lost to. You know, Levitt, he has a good clinch game. He has decent cardio, but with grapplers that are just better than him, he'll get out grappled by them. I don't think he's gonna win to have that problem here. And yeah, like I said, Kurt, he just wants a dogfight. He wants to just walk forward and bite his mouth guard and just keep fighting. Levitt's gonna be younger. He's gonna be better in his defense than Kurt Holobaugh. He's better defensively for sure. I feel like he's just going to be able to dictate where the fight goes. I see I see Jordan Levitt winning unless Kurt clips him early. I like Levitt to just grind out a win here. He seems to be the better all-round fighter. I actually keep saying this, but I feel like he has underrated striking defense. I don't think he's going to get hit with as many shots as Kurt Holloway's last opponents. I feel like he's very aware of his defense. That's why I'm going Jordan Levitt. Kind of look at him. He's kind of a funny looking dude. Like he has a very funny personality as well. Um, he kind of just looks funny. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Moving on. We have Trevin Giles, Andreas Gustafsson. Very interesting. This was not the fight that they had planned. You know, this is actually the first time I'm seeing this. This is the first time I'm seeing this that they have Trevin because initially they had Jeremiah Wells. And I felt like Jeremiah Wells was going to give Andreas Gustafsson a good fight, and I was really leaning. I still really didn't know who I was going to choose. But with this, it's kind of just like you can't bet on Trevin. You can't bet on Trevin Giles. I'm going Andreas Gustafsson. Like when I watch Andreas Gustafsson, I don't see him as like, oh my gosh, this new prospect. Like you have to keep an eye out on him. He's like the next big thing. He's very aggressive. He's a good all well-rounded fighter. I definitely see him being a lot better than Trevin Giles. I feel like just when the styles match up versus each other, it's not gonna look good for Trevin. Andreas, he's where? What is it? Yeah, Andreas, he fights very well, you know. But the thing is, he's not tested in the UFC, and that could be the only concern. But like when you watch him, he is very aggressive, and I feel like he will be strong enough here to kind of bully Trevin Giles. He's going to have enough strength to do whatever he wants with him, pretty much. Yeah, you can't really tell with these UFC debuts, but based off of just like the eye test, Trevin Giles is just not someone you can count on. And Andreas Gustafsson, he's making his UFC debut. He seems motivated. He seems like he wants to come in, make a statement, make a name for himself. I feel like it'd be a safe call to go Andreas Gustafsson. So I'm gonna go to Andreas Gustafsson. Like I don't know, like I just laugh when I look at Trevin Giles because it's like, bro, he hasn't really looked good like in his recent fights, and now they're giving him this new UFC debut. Yeah, I'm taking Andreas Gustafsson. He's going to pretty much do whatever he wants to Trevin. But I don't even know. I don't even want to call Trevin a dog. Like, yeah, I feel like look at him. This guy, like, he's going to bully this guy. Just like the physicality difference. Like with Jeremiah Wells, I felt like I don't know if he was going to be able to do that Jeremiah, but with this guy, I feel like yeah, definitely have a lot easier time winning this fight. Like, come on, you need to give someone an opponent as a UFC debut. Trevin Giles is your guy. He's gonna make the the debut look a lot better than they probably are. But nah, I believe in Andreas Gustafsson. I believe in his skills. And against Trevin Giles, he'll most likely win. Oh, the odds came out. Wait, did they? Yeah, they did. Okay, okay. Oh yeah, okay. Next fight we got Ketlen Vieira versus Macy Chiasson. This is a good fight. I'm taking Macy Chiasson. I'm taking Macy Chiasson. So Ketlen, she's coming off of a loss to Kayla Harrison, where she did literally nothing. She just got mauled by Kayla Harrison. She landed one good elbow. I kind of gave hope for her, but not really. And it's okay to lose to Kayla Harrison. She's pretty much the Hulk of the women's division. She's literally she's barely a woman, if let's just put it like that. She's pretty much a man. And Macy Chiasson, I feel like I actually rate her skills pretty highly. She has a win over Norma Dumont, in my eyes, she's a normal Dumont is a very talented fighter, and that's like impressive in itself. I feel 5'11" to 5'8". I thought they were going to be a lot uh more similar in in height. Yeah, I knew Macy was going to be a bit taller, but 3 inches, like yeah, I feel like she's a tall 5'11", because she seems a lot taller than 5'11", but maybe that's because she's fighting women and women are pretty much smaller than her. But yeah, like I said, she's going to be moving around more. She's not just going to stay in your face, because if you stay in Ketlen Vieira's face, she will just jab you up and she will land on you. But Macy's going to be moving. She's not just going to stand there. And Ketlen has the strength. She has a good jab and she's dangerous on top. And yeah, she lost to Kayla, but that's not really a big deal. But even then, I still feel like she wasn't able to do anything against her. And Macy, I feel like she's a lot more fluid with her movement. She's very smart with her movement. Like I said, she beat Normal Dumont, which is who I rate pretty highly. Um, yeah, when it comes to the striking, I see Macy being a lot more agile. Her mobility is going to be better. The striking variety is going to be better. Seems like the smarter fighter. What is the reach? 72 inches in reach. 42. And she's taller, longer, more technical. I feel like she can take care of Ketlen. Ketlen kind of just seems like when you're like, especially in her last fight. I mean, yeah, to Kayla Harrison. Like when you kind of just like show Ketlen that you're gonna outdog her, she kind of just accepts defeat. She's like, okay, it's not worth it. Like I'm not gonna fight. Like she kind of just accepts defeat. She doesn't like. She is really tough, but like she doesn't like change anything up in order to win. Whereas I feel like Macy has a lot more options to win. She's gonna do more, and if she gets in trouble, my only concern would probably be if Ketlen gets a takedown and just lays on top of her, because Ketlen's really good on top. But like I said, like taller than her, more technical, gonna be moving around more. I feel pretty safe saying Macy is going to win this fight. I feel she's going to be okay against Ketlen Vieira. I feel like Ketlen just isn't. She's not all that. She's not all that. Now this is a good fight right here. I love this fight. I really liked it. Damn, 170. Yo, this was not what the odds were like when I checked. Uh, like last week, they were like dead even. I'm pretty sure. Uh, Jafel Filho versus Allan Nascimento. I'm going Allan Nascimento. I'm going to Allan Nascimento. Dude, like Allan Nascimento, he's a good fighter. Like his scrambles on the ground, they're really impressive. Like he fought Tagir Ulanbekov in his UFC debut, and even against Tagir, like this strong pressure wrestler, he was still going for submissions, still what's it called? Scrambling, reversing positions. Like that, he's always active. Like even if you have strong pressure wrestling, he's not just gonna accept it and just wait until the round's over. Like he's moving, he's doing a lot of things. And on the feet, this dude, he's a good striker. He actually has good power and very aggressive style. Like he's going to walk you down, but not like with his chin in the air. He's very aware of his strikes, and he's going to like kind of snipe you almost. He has like that Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira has been in his corner. They train at the same gym, and he has that same style where they kind of just walk you down, kind of seem very indestructible. Like the durability on this guy, it's gonna be a lot better than Jafil. Jafil he can get broken. I feel like he can. If one of these guys are getting broken down, it's going to be Jafil. I feel like dog versus dog, Nascimento hasn't beat all day, and even technically as well. I feel Jafil isn't going to be recklessly throwing. I mean, Alan Nascimento isn't going to be recklessly throwing. He's going to be more calculated than Jafil, who kind of can get reckless at times. Alan is slick, dude. He's a great grappler. He has insane sweeps, always hunting submissions, even off his back. He just beat Carlos Hernandez with ease. I'm pretty sure he gave Jake Hadley his first loss as well. And in that fight, he reversed positions on him like 3 times and then ended up on top, which was like it was just a really impressive performance for Alan Nascimento. And his only loss in the UFC is against Khabib's teammate Tagir Ulanbekov. But even that was, I'm not gonna say it was like a competitive fight. The one round was really competitive, but Tagir had to just lay on top of him the whole time because this guy was like he's a dangerous dude, and that's pretty much the only way to beat him. But if Jaffield does get you down, he has good pressure on top for sure. But I don't know if it's solid pressure enough to keep a guy like Alan Nascimento down. Because Alan Nascimento, he's going to be sweeping, he's going to be moving, trying to get up, throwing up a sub. I feel like, and he's going to be a lot more durable in the striking for sure. So yeah, Jaffield does have heavy top pressure. He just came off of a flawless victory as well. Alan Nascimento came off of a flawless victory against Carlos Hernandez. Jaffield just beat someone. I can't remember who, but he pretty much destroyed him. Who was it? I'm actually curious now. Ode Osborne. Yeah, that's a good win. Taking down Ode Osborne like that and submitting him like as easily as he did, that's pretty impressive. But Alan Nascimento is not Ode Osborne. I feel like Alan Nascimento has more of a dog than him than Alan Nascimento. I feel like with grit, with better technique, Alan is he's gonna break him down over time. I can see this fight going going to decision for sure. But yeah, I feel pretty good about saying Alan Nascimento's going to win this fight. Just like the front kicks up the middle, the sharp 1-2s or the sharp right hands from this guy. And if you take him down, he's not just gonna accept position, you know. Yeah, and this guy doesn't have a good poker face when he gets hit. Like when you hit him good, there was that one fight where he got hit in the body like 2 times in a row. He was just like he was literally about to quit until he got some breathing room and was able to get the courage back, gain the momentum, get some momentum, and finish the other guy. And that was pretty impressive. But this guy's relentless. He gets you hurt, he's going to come for the finish. He's like literally Charles Oliveira. Ever since this guy went blonde, I don't know if he's going blonde for this fight because ever since this guy went blonde, he's a completely different fighter than who he's uh who he who he is when he's not. But when he bleaches his hair, this guy is gonna go crazy. So let's hope this guy comes out with blonde bleached hair because that's he's gonna look really good during those times. So yeah, I'm going Alan Nascimento. That was the featured prelim, right? Main card opener, we do have Zachary Reese taking on Dusko Todorovic. I'm going Zachary Reese. I'm going Zachary Reese because if Zachary Reese does not win this fight, oh my gosh, bro. Wait. Oh, oh my gosh. I thought they canceled the Oban Elliot fight. Okay. I got scared there for a second because I was like, I'm really confident in one fight on in this card, and it was Oban Elliot, but I didn't see him. Cause he was on the prelims for some reason. But yeah, I like that he's on the main card now. But Zachary Reese, main card opener, I'm taking Zachary Reese. He should be able to win this fight. Cause if he doesn't, nothing would make sense. Cause just like look at him, he's so much more in shape than Tedesco Todorovic. I feel like Dusko, he's kind of soft. Like he's super friendly in there. He doesn't have like that kill or be killed instinct. And I feel like Zachary Reese, he's coming back after a loss versus a very tough guy, a very good fighter, and he's going to like just he's. I just don't see how Dusko would be able to win because when Zachary Reese loses, who did he lose to? He lost to Azmat, who has that insane power by ground and pound. He got knocked out in ground and pound, right? So as like for as long as the fight was standing versus Zachary Reese and Azmat Bekoyev, that's his name. It was like 1 minute on the feet or something, and I thought Zachary Reese was looking good for that 1 minute, right? And then this is, he gets taken down, still throwing elbows off his back. Okay, sure. And then he just gets hit with power, and then boom, he got knocked out. I don't think Dusko has that power. And then Zachary Reese's other loss versus Cody Brundage. What happened? He was going for a submission because Zachary Reese was on his back. He gets picked up by Cody Brundage and just slams him down. That's like that savageness that Dusko Todorovic does not have. And he doesn't have that knockout strength like Asmat does. So I don't see him winning this fight. If anything, he could maybe out grapple him, grind Zachary Reese out against the fence. But Zach seems to do well against these average guys. I'm going to call it Dusko average because that's what he is. Like he beats the guys he's supposed to beat. The two losses, it's against that savage Cody Brundage who picked him up. I don't see Dusko doing anything like that, especially after his knee injury. I'm pretty sure he had knee surgery as well. And Asmat, like you saw what Asmat's been doing with his knockout power, just knocking everyone out nowadays. And so, if you don't have that savageryness, like Cody Brundage, that dog in you, like I just feel like Dusko is just such a friendly guy. Like he's like dabbing people up after the fight or before the fight and during the fight, his opponents, and that's not what it takes to beat someone like Zachary Reese. Plus, this dude looks shredded, bro. Versus this guy, like, look at him, look at him. I wonder who's gonna win. Like, come on, it's gonna be Zachary Reese. He's long, he's technical. The thing is, he's a bit chinny, but I don't think he's gonna get chinned by Dusko. I don't think so. If anything, Dusko's only chance is to control Zachary Reese on the fence or hopefully get a takedown. Because if you're betting on Zachary Reese to win this fight, when he gets taken down, he goes for submissions, and that could be so irritating if you're counting on him to win because he it looks like he's losing. Yeah, you're going for submissions, but the guy's on top of you and you're not moving, you're not getting up. He doesn't understand the assignment of hey, I'm taken down, I got a reverse person to get up. He's like, okay, let me just. And then you saw what happened versus Cody Brundage, and you saw what happened versus Asmat Bekoyev. Hopefully, Zachary Reese learns to get up after he gets taken down and not go for these submissions that kind of never come. They always end up. They always put him in danger. But yeah, his wins against Jose Medina and Julian Marquez, like yeah, he took Julian Marquez out of there, and you saw like I'm not saying like Julian Marquez is Tedesco Todorovic, but like kind of an out of shape fighter, and Jose Medina kind of an out of shape fighter. Dusko, it's not out of shape, but like I feel like Zachary Reese takes care of these guys. He's gonna be okay. His striking looks clean, and he only lost to killers. You know, he also lost to in 2012, I'm pretty sure, or 2011. Zachary Reese, his only loss in the amateurs was Kevin Holland. Like, that was his only loss. And young Kevin Holland, super tall, lanky, like that's also not a bad loss to have. The Cody Brundage fight on the feet, I'm sure Zachary Reese would have took care of him, but Zachary Reese had that wrestling, took him down. Instead of getting tapped out, he picked him up and just slammed him on his head. And the Dusko, like I said, he's not gonna. Zachary Reese isn't gonna have that problem with Dusko. He tends to stall against the fence, Dusko, and I feel like Zachary Reese accepts like the stalling sometimes, and that could be my only concern over him. But Dusko, if you look at his wins, he has not beat anyone good. You look at his wins on the UFC, he does not beat anyone good. And I feel like Zachary Reese is definitely on the level, is way above the level over the guys that he's lost to and the guys that he's beat. Like I feel like this is gonna be a very telling fight. Because if Zachary Reese loses this fight, then he's definitely not on that level of potentially moving up the ranks. But you look at both guys in their career at this stage in this stage in this moment, who has the higher ceiling, who has more potential to climb up the ranks? It's Zachary Reese. I feel like he has to take care of someone like this in order to move up the ranks. Whereas to Dusko, he kind of already established himself as a average fighter. You know, I think Zach he should be able to keep the standing. And I feel like he's not going to accept the fence stalling. He'll keep it standing, and he'll just outclass him. I'll outstrike him, and Dusko. That's he doesn't have the power or like Asma. He doesn't have like the savageryness of Cody Brundage to pick him up and slam him. Like he's going to be more technical. He's going to get outclassed. I'm taking Zachary Reese. Zachary Reese. Zachary Reese. Yo, this fight is kind of funny, bro. This fight, bro. I had such a hard time picking who's going to win this fight. Nah, I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding. This should be very one-sided in terms of the striking. 100% Open Elliot got this guy outclassed in the striking. It's not even worried about it. I'm not even worried about it. He's going to outstrike him. He's on a three-fight win streak, coming off a big knockout win. And after getting that knockout win, he's going to be very confident. And he said he's speaking it out. He's saying and he's proving what he says when he says things like I want to go to the top of the division, and it looks like he's fighting that way. You know, he's really on a mission to take everyone out. And when you look at Ramiz's career, he's losing to very low level competition, like mid tier competition. He Ramiz gets taken down easily. He lost to Themba Garimbo, and he lost to, let me see, because I know this guy has lost to Court McGee, Themba Garimbo, getting taken down a lot, and the guys he beat are super mid. The guys that beat him are also kind of mid. I see Oban just outstriking him, being stronger than him in the clinch. Yeah, he'll do whatever, and he's taller than him. Yeah, like being more technical and more taller and having good takedown defense like Oban Elliot, I feel like it's okay to bet on this guy, laying down minus 600, 625 on him. They got the same reach. This guy's a lot taller. Yeah, I mean, this guy loses to like really bad people, Court McGee, Themba Garimbo, and his wins are not impressive at all. I just see Oban being a lot more hungry, a lot sharper, and he's very confident right now, coming off 3 wins, coming off a knockout win. Oban's stronger, cleaner, just better. It's going to be one-sided, and the odds suggest that for sure. Um, yeah, Oban's just hungrier right now. The Welsh gangster, 3-0 in the UFC, all impressive victories too. Like just like having that power. He fights very composed as well. Having that power in the third round to knock out his opponent, like that's very telling. So yeah, I'm going Oban Elliot, Dustin Jacoby. Next fight, we got Dustin Jacoby versus Bruno Lopes. I'm going Bruno Lopes. Yeah, I'm gonna go Bruno Lopes. I looked at Bruno Lopes and I thought this guy isn't like good. In his last fight, I was like, this guy is not gonna look good against Magomed Zulov. And he was smart. He wasn't making dumb decisions. He played it safe. You know, he grinded him out against the fence. Like he's not like a dumb fighter, you know? And his only loss in his professional career is to Brennison Ribeiro, where he got outstruck because he was getting outstrike. He was getting outstruck versus Brennison Ribeiro, and he kept striking with him. But in his last fight, and then Brennison Ribeiro ended up knocking him out. And in his last fight, he didn't play it like that. He was understood like, okay, if I don't feel good about the striking, I'm going to go for the wrestling. I'm going to go put him in the clinch, and that's what he did. He grinded out a decision, landed the better shots. He kind of just didn't make Gatia Sulov. He didn't allow Gatia Sulov to work in his game plan. I feel like he's a lot better than I thought he was, and I'm pretty sure in this fight he's going to be an underdog as well against Dustin Jacoby, like he was in his last fight. But I can see Bruno Lopes pulling this one out, just being the smarter fighter. But Dustin Jacoby isn't bad as well. Dustin Jacoby. And, Brendan Ribeiro losing to him, it's actually not a bad loss. Because I thought DR Nurgazai, an undefeated prospect coming into the UFC, was going to beat Brendan Ribeiro. And Brendan Ribeiro got him with a sick Kimura. He kind of outclassed him the whole fight. So Brendan, he's been looking really good recently. So having that loss right now, it's not that bad. Whereas Dustin Jacoby beating Vitor Petroni, a guy who got finished by Anthony Smith, and then losing to someone that he should win against in Dustin Jacoby. Like I really don't rate that knockout win over over Vitor Petroni for Dustin that highly because he was losing that fight and saved himself from losing a decision with a quick knockout uh, against Vitor. So he kind of got saved there. And before that, Dustin he got outstruck or he got not outstruck. He got knocked out by Dominic Reyes. He got dusted up by Dominic Reyes 2.0. The Dominic Reyes that came back and became a whole new version of himself after getting knocked out 4 times in a row. So yeah, he got dusted up by Dominic Reyes, Dustin Jacoby, and then he fights Vitor. Doesn't look good. Gets a lucky, not lucky, but he's he got he was lucky to get that knockout because he saved himself from getting a loss. And nowadays I just feel like Dustin is he's kind of slow. He's not like the guy he used to be. I know he was a kickboxer. Wait, isn't he like? I'm pretty sure he's much older than Bruno. Let me check. 37 years old versus 32. Yeah, doesn't he doesn't look as fast nowadays. He doesn't look like the guy. He fought Alex Pereira in kickboxing, but that was a while ago. And I just feel like he's not the same guy anymore. Whereas Bruno, he came into the UFC, um, lost to Brendan Ribeiro in the Contender Series, and now he got a decent win against Gadzhi Asulov. Like, yeah, I can see Bruno Lopez pulling this one out as well. I feel like a lot of people are underestimating Bruno. Yeah, Bruno, he's gonna be younger, more aggressive. He can wrestle if the striking isn't going to work out, and he's learning as he goes. He can adapt to the fight. I think he's got the better upside. And not to mention, Dustin, he's been in the UFC for since 2011, right? Since 2011, he's been in the UFC, and he's been nothing more than average. He hasn't proven himself to be like, yes, I'm at that level. Like, what year is it? 2025, and this guy is still. He's not really made it to the top of the rankings, in his division. Whereas Bruno, he's younger and he has more upside right now. Yeah, Dustin, he just looks slow nowadays, and I feel like he's hit his ceiling. There's no more like going up from here. I feel like it's just gonna remain average. Whereas Bruno, he has a lot more to prove right now. He wants to live up to his potential. You know, I feel like that's why I feel good about taking Bruno Lopez in this one. 76-inch reach, 6'3". Yeah, I'm going Bruno Lopez. It's more of a gut feeling, but at the end of the day, I don't think Dustin's the same person as he once was. And Bruno, don't underestimate this guy, like I did when I thought he would beat when Magomed Gadzhiosulov would beat him. Yeah, we're taking Bruno Lopez. I like this fight right here. I really like this fight right here. It's Billy Ray Goff fight week. He's taking on Seokhyeon Ko. Now, right off the bat, you're gonna look at these fighters and you're gonna see one of them has KO in their last name. Kind of scary. When someone has a KO in their last name, that's kind of scary. But I'm still going Billy Ray Goff here. I think Billy Ray Goff, he's going to beat the Korean Mike Tyson. That's his nickname. The Korean Mike Tyson. I see Billy Ray Goff winning here. Because when they match up versus each other, Seokhyeon Ko, the Korean Mike Tyson, he has he has a lot of power. I feel like that's all he's known for, his power, right? He hasn't proven himself in the UFC. This is his debut. And in the Contender Series, he beat the guy that he was fighting, but that guy didn't really look that good. He didn't look top tier. And Sioko, he's known for his power, right? What he's not known for is his movement, his footwork. He's super rigid when he fights. And if power is all you have when you're fighting someone like Billy Ray Goff, that's not going to be enough. Because you want to talk about durability, you want to talk about a dog, Billy Ray Guy is your Billy Ray Goff is your guy. Because this dude, he will not quit. He will not quit. He is a dog. He's very durable, aggressive, and he's super active with his kicks. When he when he fights, he throws leg kicks, front kicks up the middle. He goes for head kicks. He uses kicks to uh, cover distance, and he just loves to scrap. You hit him, he's just gonna take it and keep coming. You know, I feel like he's gonna be a lot more durable than Siyoko. Billy Ray, he's also 26. Like he has a chin on him. I don't think that chin is going anywhere anytime soon. You know, versus Siyoko, I want to see how old this guy is. Siyoko. I feel like he's older than him. 31 versus the 26-year-old. I mean, 31, you're pretty much in your fighting prime. But I just don't think he has the tools it takes to beat someone like Billy Ray Goff. When all you have is power, that's not going to be enough against Billy. Because I feel like Billy, he's going to, okay, yeah, you hit him, sure. But he's going to be the much better, all well rounded fighter in terms of even striking. You know, he's going to be Billy Ray Goff. He'll get hit in the first few rounds, but after he gets hit, he kind of downloads your striking patterns, and then that's when his head movement starts to come into play. But in the first couple minutes of the fight, he's going to get hit, and if you don't like knock him out, which you're not going to, because this guy, he just you can throw like a whole piano at him from the sky, he's going to keep fighting. You know. After that, he kind of downloads the pattern, and he kind of just he that's when he develops good head movement. So if you're rigid and very stiff, and all you have is power, just like this guy, you're gonna have a hard time touching this guy in the later rounds. And if you don't put him away in the first few minutes, you're gonna be in for a long night because he's gonna be kicking you. He's gonna be marching forward. He's gonna be more elusive in his movements. He's going to have better head movement as the fight goes on. And yeah, like I said, Korean Mike Tyson, he's very powerful, but he's very stiff, and he's not proven himself against tough competition. I just don't think he's the guy to beat Billy Ray Goff. You know, we know what Billy Ray Goff is made of, and I trust that he will pull this one out. You know, he adapts during the fight, and he just gets better as it goes on. He's going to definitely outdog this Korean Mike Tyson guy for sure. Yeah, I see that happening. I feel like pretty confident in it too, because yeah, like I said, I keep saying this, but if all you have is power, that's literally not at all what's gonna be enough. Like when Billy lost I'm pretty sure he lost his fight against Trey Waters. His name is. I don't know if that was his debut, but like Trey Waters is literally like 8 feet tall, and all Trey Water had to do was keep his arm out, jab, walk away, jab, and even then Billy would eat that shot, keep marching forward, and you give Billy someone his own size, he's going to eat him alive. I feel like you can hit him in the first few rounds, but it's not going to be enough to put him away. So yeah, I'm taking Billy Ray Goff. I'm taking Billy Ray Goff all day long. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Look, there's next fight, co-main event, Matthias Gamrot versus Ludovic Klein. This is a good fight. This is actually a really good fight. I don't know why this is not the main event. Like, I feel like the UFC, they kind of just they want this fight to be the main event, but they also don't want to look like yeah, we are putting the guys over the girls. There's like some fight cards you're gonna be like, oh yeah, we need this fight card to be the women's main event, or the women has to have to headline. Whereas in reality, everyone's kind of just looking forward to Matthias Gamrot versus Ludovic Klein more than Aaron Blanchfield. Anyways, I'm taking Ludovic Klein. I'm taking Ludovic Klein. I'm kind of surprised. I thought the odds would be a lot more closer, but I'm taking Ludovic Klein. And let me explain why I'm taking Ludovic Klein. He's more powerful. If anyone is gonna finish anyone, it's Ludovic Klein getting the finish. He's not a bad grappler. On the striking, he's definitely the better striker. He's very composed, he's very calm in his striking. He's going to he I see him tagging up Mateus Gamrot, and I feel like he's going to be like the better the better fighter. Like when you look at Mateus Gamrot, like he's like a wrestler. That's what his game plan is always. He always wants to take you to the ground. And Ludovic Klein, he's not gonna freak out. He's gonna stay calm. He's gonna stay composed. Even if he does get taken down, he's gonna look to get back up, and he's gonna put some shots on you. Damn, look at that vein on this guy's arm. Oh my gosh, look at that vein. Yeah, like I said, this dude has power, bro. And he's not just recklessly coming in. Like he's calculating his shots. I feel like he's going to touch up Mateus Gamrot. He's a Gamrot's a solid wrestler, but he tends to not like. I feel like as the fight goes on, one of them is going to look better, and it's going to be Ludovic Klein. Because, like I said, Klein, he's dangerous. He's calculated. Not to mention, he's on a 7 fight win streak. He's composed, smart, and he actually has really nice counters in the striking. Like, you'll throw a jab, he'll slip, throw a right hand back. If I'm picking Ludovic Klein because he's more dangerous and he has the finishing upside here. Whereas Gamrot, you know what he wants to do. He wants to come and take you down. And okay, you take Ludovic Klein down, he's going to be okay. He's not just going to be like, oh no, I'm taking down, the fight's over. He's going to be like, okay, got taken down. Let me get back up and keep working on this guy. I feel like you do that enough times, you're going to take away Mateus's Gamrot hope to win the fight. I feel like he's going to put a lot more damage on Mateus Gamrot. Yeah, I feel good about Ludovic Klein here. Unless Mateus Gamrot just lays on him for the whole fight, Ludovic Klein's gonna be like a really much more dangerous striker. He's gonna be landing the more damaging shots. He's gonna be having nice counters in the striking. He's not a terrible wrestler. Like he's pretty good at wrestling as well. I can see Ludovic Klein taking this versus Mateus Gamrot. He's not gonna look the same in rounds one. In round three, he's not gonna look the same as he looks in round one. I can definitely see Mateus Gamrot winning this fight by just laying on top of him. But I just don't think that's I just don't think that's gonna happen. I feel like Ludovic Klein is dangerous. It's gonna be a really good fight though. Yeah, longer reach, but this guy's taller. Yeah, I'm taking Ludovic Klein to win this fight. Main event time. We got Aaron Blanchfield versus Macy Barber. I'm taking Aaron Blanchfield as my final pick, but at first I was gonna take Macy Barber because when it comes to the striking, they're both. I feel like they can both hang with each other. But who's the more well-rounded fighter? It's Aaron Blanchfield. So if she wants, she's going to be able to initiate the takedowns. But then I thought, Macy Barber, look at the thighs difference. Look at her thighs, and then look at her thighs. Like she has a really strong base. She's going to be able. Like in my head, I was like, how is she gonna take her down? Someone who's like heavier, like has a stronger base, more thick thighs. I'm like, that's gonna be hard for Aaron Blanchfield to take her down. I feel like I was thinking like Macy Barber, she's going to have good takedown defense, right? And then just keep fighting and then kind of wear on like Aaron Blanchfield is going to get more tired as the fight goes on because of just like the strong base that this girl has. That was my mindset, right? But then I was like, wait a minute. Macy Barber gets taken down pretty much in every fight. in every fight, or at least in all her recent fights. She's been getting taken down at least once, you know. And Erin Blanchfield, she's not bad at striking at all. She's good at striking, and it's going to be a good fight on the feet. But I do think if Erin needs to, she can get the takedown. Even though it's supposed to be hard for someone to get a takedown on Macy Barber, I feel like she doesn't use her base as an advantage like she could. So then I was like, okay, if everyone's getting takedowns on Macy, like Erin Blanchard should be able to get the takedown on her if she needs to. Plus, you see like performances for some performances for Erin Blanchfield, she looks really good. You know, her only loss in the UFC was to someone that just fought for the title, Manon Ferro, and that's not like a really bad loss to have. Macy Barber, however, she lost to people that she should not be losing to. Like she did lose to Alexa Grasso, who was the champion. Okay, whatever. But personally, I don't rate Alexa Grasso that highly. Like she, Alexa Grasso, she is kind of she's a good boxer, but you saw her weaknesses in the Natalia Silva fight where she kind of got picked apart with just using footwork. And Natalia Silva, she's a hard matchup for everyone. But when you're just standing in the pocket with Alexa Grasso, she's going to be the better boxer. I feel like Macy should have been smarter enough to know how to handle that style of a matchup, and she wasn't. And Macy Barber also lost to um what's her name, Roxanne Madafri, who's like 50 years old now. That's not a good look. That's not a good look. Whereas if your only loss in the UFC is Manon Ferro, it's like that's kind of okay. She gave Valentina a good fight, you know, and Valentina the champion, right? Like I see Aaron Blanchfield just being the more well-rounded everything, more well-rounded striker, um, grappler, better fight IQ. Look at Macy though; she's like really, she's like, don't fuck with me. I'm here to win. And Aaron's like, you can have that mindset all you want. I'm still better than you at the end of the day. So yeah, looking at them physically, like I wanted to lean towards Macy Barber just because of her physicality advantage, but I feel like she doesn't use that to in ways that she could, you know. So I feel like the fight IQ is going to lean. I'm going to lean towards Erin Blanchfield because of the fight IQ, and despite like her thick base, Erin Blanchfield should be able to take her down. Erin Blanchfield gets takedowns on people, and she doesn't really. She gets taken down. She does get taken down. I feel like striking, it's gonna be close, sure, but she's gonna have more ways to win. Better decision making, more ways to win. And Macy's tough, but yeah, like I said, she lost to Grasso and Madafri, which is not like the best look. I didn't actually watch that Madafri fight, so I don't know what happened there. But to lose to her, it's like that's someone that you should be taking care of. Like that should not be a loss on your record, my boy, buddy. But yeah, both are killers, and both are they both have a lot of heart, and they both want it. They both really want to win. It's the main event, but I feel like this is going to be Blanchfield's fight, breakthrough fight, where they're like, okay, yeah, Aaron Blanchfield is ready for the top of the division, you know. But yeah, going Aaron Blanchfield. This was this was good. This was good. This was good. this was my first fight predictions I've ever done, like officially. So I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I enjoy doing these. I enjoy doing this because I do them all the time, like by myself. So I was like, okay, let me just make it official. And damn, 245. Like I don't know, the odds are changing because that's not what they were last week. Last week it was like minus 130 or something. Maybe like minus 160, I think. But yeah, a lot of people are seeing Aaron Blanchfield as like the better all well-rounded fighter. So yeah, my first official fight predictions video I've ever done, and I hope you enjoyed it. You can let me know what you thought of the picks, and you should drop your picks too. I want to know what y'all are thinking, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. um, like, subscribe, make me feel good inside. Do all that good stuff. Yeah. All right. Have a good day. Bye.